guys, and welcome back to the channel where Rachel can never find good light in her house. One side of her face is always dark, the other side is always light. But you know what? We got to push some content because I want to get this out before I run out of time. Welcome back. It has been a while since I've posted here. It's been a crazy busy summer. All good things, but just really busy. We had a very rough 2021 school year for a lot of reasons I don't want to go into. When we finished the school year, middle of May, I didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I just wanted to forget it. It was really rough, you guys, for some reasons that I don't want to talk about. But here we are. We're going to start the 2021-2022 school year. I'm going to have a fourth grader, a second grader. If you're new to my channel, I have two boys. They are currently 9 and 7, almost 10 and 8. It's crazy. And we're starting fourth grade and second grade. This is our, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth year. I count on my fingers and I teach math. This is our 5th year homeschooling, and I didn't even do a video about our 4th year, and I'm not going to. So we're just gonna forget like that ever happened and jump forward. Today I'm gonna be showing you what I'm gonna be using for our boys going forth in 4th grade and 2nd grade. I bought them these little bins from Walmart, and for the first time ever, we're working with binders. I had so many books in so many places, and I was ripping things out, and I said, no more, we're getting binders. The things that I didn't put in binders are things that we're gonna run through real quick. They work better in books, and you'll notice this also. I love getting books bound at Office Depot. I would much rather, for example, have one of these, and especially in a teacher's guide, and be able to turn around like this, take it anywhere instead of wrestling with the spine. That's just my preference. So let's jump right in. I was going to do a 4th grade video and a 2nd grade video, but our boys are actually doing several subjects together, so I thought, why would I do that? We're just going to dump it all into one video. So let's get started with 4th grade. For language arts, for Caleb, we're continuing to use first language lessons for the well-trained mind. I love this curriculum. I did a review of the first. I don't think I did a review of the second book. I don't even know my YouTube channel very well, apparently. This is the workbook. I actually put all of my teacher's guides back here instead of burdening my kids with the book and the teacher's guide. They can just pull out this bin and that's theirs. But I put all my teacher's guides in this basket back here so I can just reach for that and they can get their own books. But this is the workbook. This is level 3. We finished level 2 around Christmas, New Year's of 2020. And then we started this in January, and he's like in the late 30s. And the 3rd level of well-trained mind, first language lessons, has sentence diagramming. Did anyone else love that in school? I loved sentence diagramming. It made everything make sense to me in my brain. He's a 9-year-old boy. He doesn't like it. But this is such a good grammar curriculum. Highly, highly recommend. He is also going to be continuing work in Explode the Code. This is kind of one of those things that I can sit him to do by himself while I work with his brother. This is level 4, and because he finished level 3, but I'm looking, and I think this is going to be... Anyway, there are, I don't know how many lessons there are in this. They're usually like 10 to 12. Let's see, in level 4... there are 12 lessons. So this will be done in about 2 weeks and change. And I think I bought 4.5, 5. I think I bought through 6. I can't remember. Rainbow Resource is my go-to for good deals on Explode the Code. Big fan of this. He does workbooks pretty well. I also bought this for him, Spell Well. It's kind of along the lines of Explode the Code, but a little bit more involved. And so we're gonna try this when he finishes this Explode the Code book. We're gonna try this one, and I think I bought the Next Level as well. All right, reading. This is the first time we're not doing a phonics curriculum for him. He can read, doesn't enjoy it so much. And so I wanted something that we could work on together so that he could read more on his own, be hopefully a little bit more motivated. And I found Drawn into the Heart of Reading, which is a reading curriculum made by Heart of Dakota. We did Heart of Dakota with Caleb when he was in first grade, and I loved it. I would still do it, but I found some other things that worked better for me. But y'all, if I were to start my homeschooling journey all over again, I would do Heart of Dakota start to finish. That's what I would do. It's all laid out for you. Everything's in one place. I love it. So we're doing Drawn into the Heart of Reading. And what this does is it goes through all these different genres of literature. In this, we have biography, adventure, historical fiction, fantasy, mystery, folk tales, nonfiction, humor, and realistic fiction. So what my plan is, and this is level 2 to 3, even though he's going to be in 4th grade, I figured level 2, 3 is probably best for him. But what we're going to do is go genre by genre, and I will guide him toward books that are going to be good for reading in this genre. And basically this has them go into more detail with the story. So I assign the reading here, and there's like character trait maps and question and answers, information, godly character traits, connection, what people are connected to the main character. So anyway, so I'm really excited for this. This is a consumable workbook. The teacher's guide, I'm just gonna share this with you because I'm so excited. The teacher's guide retails for, I believe, $62.95, brand new. I got it for $20, shipped on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, that just like made my whole, anyway, but the teacher's guide, this is good for levels 2 through 8. So if we decide to keep going, all I have to do is buy the consumable. Amazing. For history, we're using Story of the World. I'm using this with both boys, and I could reach back here and get what we need here. So I found this. Not bound, I had that done. But I found Story of the World, Volume 1 at Half Price Books. This was like $14. And then the hardback of this was, I think it was $7.99, $9.99, I don't remember. But I saw it, I thought, I cannot pass up this deal. I can't do that. And so I got it. I've been wanting to use it for a while, but I got it just, I couldn't pass up the deal. So if I don't use it now, I'll use it at some point. But Story of the World is where I read to them every day. There are, this is the teacher's guide that actually comes with the student activity book in the back. So what I did was I took this to Office Depot, and this was bound like a regular book. And I took this and had them take the student activity pages out, bind them separately, and that's what I bought. I also made a copy of the student pages, which you can do, and put them in a binder for Brayden, and I'll show you that later. But Story of the World is, it gives everything in chronological order, and they have everything from mazes and coloring pages and maps. And my boys do pretty well with read-alouds. So I'm super excited about this curriculum. I hope that they like it too. For handwriting, I was given this book by my sweet friend Chalice, and it's Cursive Handwriting Workbook for Kids, Jokes and Riddles. He loves to tell jokes, and he's almost 10. He loves to tell jokes, and this is a great way to practice his cursive. And this is also one of those things that he can do without my help. He can just do while I'm working with his brother. Now, here's the binder that I found for him at Walmart. By the way, at pretty much every store, Now I know girls can have whatever they want, boys can have whatever they want, but let's be honest, the girls tend to gravitate toward unicorns and rainbows and puppies and kittens and all of that stuff, whereas boys tend to go with like dinosaurs or, sports or whatever. The selection for the girly stuff is amazing. The selection for the boy stuff is pitiful, beyond pitiful. And that goes with clothes and shoes too. Your boy moms feel me on this. I know you do. But I thought this was really cute, and he loves dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur on a surfboard that says, "Your wave is waiting." And I put a C on it because his brother got one just like it. And I filled this with dividers and loose leaf paper. So with his first language lessons, he does have some copy work, and so I just put some dividers in it and put a bunch of loose leaf paper in there. He is going to be doing, I don't have anything to show, but he's going to be doing teaching textbooks, level 4 this year. Teaching textbooks worked beautifully for us last year, and so yeah, we're gonna keep going with it and hope for the best. But he needs a lot of scrap paper, so I just have a place for all his scratch paper. And then, because I don't feel like I almost said explode the code, teaching textbooks gives the best practice problems. I found these practice problem books just, I don't even know where, but I punched holes in a bunch of them and just put a bunch in here. So it's everything from just basic multiplication facts to triple digit addition, subtraction, all of that. And then I have just 2 more sections back there. And I believe that is everything for him. For both boys, for science, we're using Science in the Ancient World by J. Weil. I borrowed this from a friend and fell in love with it. I told you we're doing Story of the World Volume 1, which is Ancient Times. And I thought, well, let's just go for it. So our science is in the ancient world, and I love it because there's an experiment every single lesson, and they're like simple experiments. And it talks about scientists during that age. For example, I just opened up, here's Pythagoras, and you read it to them. There is a lesson review. There's questions to ask older students, to ask younger students. And so you get some history and some science all at the same time. I am so excited about this. I'm even more excited about it for 2 reasons, actually. One, my husband is going to teach this. He's never taught anything specific in our homeschool, and so I'm excited that he is willing and looking forward to teaching a subject to the boys. Now, the way that this curriculum works, you only use it 2 to 3 times a week. Probably 3 times a week would be best because there are 90 lessons in it, so not 180. So you can use it 2 to 3 times a week and finish within the year. I hear a lot of people take 2 years with this. At a glance, I think we can do it in 1. But yeah, that being said, my husband travels a lot. Y'all know that. And so I'm probably going to be teaching about 40% of it, if not more. But that's fine. If he needs to go on a work trip, he needs to go on a work trip. I can handle it. But another reason why I'm so excited. Okay, you guys. People can say what they want about Facebook. I think there's a lot of negativity about Facebook, a lot of things I could do without, but Facebook Marketplace. Man, I got this book, which retails for $39. The hint, almost like teacher's guide, that is like $4 or $5. And the kit that has everything you need for all of the experiments, which retails for about $85. This is all before shipping. I got it all for $50. So it's like someone bought this, let it sit, never used it, and passed on the deal to me. And I got to pick it up. We didn't have to have it shipped. I'm still kind of like shook from that, if you will. So this is going to be for both boys, 4th grade and 2nd grade. Let's move on to 2nd grade. He is still in the phonics, learning to read. I think he's got some attention issues. We're working on some sensory things. He just got glasses, so He can see now. And so we're still working on our phonics, our reading, our rules, our practice, all of that. And I'm going to continue using the Ordinary Parent's Guide to Teaching Reading. I used this with Caleb last year, and we kind of flew through it. Brayden, we have to do like just one lesson a day is about all we can handle. Caleb and I would do like 5 or 6 lessons a day in this. And so I love this because I love pretty much everything from the Well-Trained Mind, and I had this bound as well. This one I also got on Facebook Marketplace, a steal. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was a steal. And I love it because it tells you what to say. Give me a script. Well-Trained Mind, they do that. And for some kind of on his own work, or maybe with some assistance, I have Explode the Code, number 2. This is level 2. He finished 1.5 at the end of last year, and he was flying through it. By the time we finished it, he was flying through it. So using another Explode the Code with him. I also have some options because with him, I mean, I'm the parent. I need to decide what he's going to do, but also I don't, just with him, he works better if maybe there's a little bit of flexibility, okay? So I also have this book. We got this for Caleb years ago. He never really took to it. And it's, you know, for ages 6, 7, but you know, who really knows? But it's a little Star Wars workbook. It says first grade, but you know, grades are, if you've ever shopped for homeschool curriculum, you know that that number on the book means pretty much nothing. Also, we are using Right Start Math, which I have right here. I used that for him last year and we loved it. So we're gonna keep working with it. That takes usually more than a year to get through that, but I have an easy peasy math printables workbook to just kind of get some extra practice. We have Handwriting Without Tears, false advertising. I'm kidding, it's not terrible. Handbook for Reading. These are just kind of some things that I keep in here. What's another one? My Blend and Word book. This is a Becca. And I have a little notebook for him here for some copy work or scratch paper for math or, you know, whatever he needs that for. I did get him a binder, just like it, with a little B on the spine. And he's doing, for language arts, there is no workbook for the Well-Trained Mind First Language Lessons Level 2, but there is copy work and he has a section in his binder. He did Level 1 last year. It went great, so we're doing Level 2 this coming year. And also the Story of the World History. I made copies of that whole book and had them, and I just hole punched them and put them in this binder. And one reason why I hole punch them instead of a binding is because he is left-handed, as am I. And when I was growing up, I much preferred having things in a binder instead of a spiral-bound book because I could take the pages out and not have to worry about, you know, the rings while I'm writing. Drove me crazy. Drives him crazy too. So I just had everything hole punched and I put the entire activity book in his binder. So yeah, so that whole thing is hole punched and in here. And then I have a third section and it's just this Becca writing tablet. And that's just to practice any sort of handwriting or if he has to do some copy work. His loose leaf paper in here for language arts is wide ruled. I feel that's more fair for him. So he will be doing the Story of the World for history. He's doing the Science in the Ancient World for science. CC. We are not doing CC this year. We are, however, continuing to use the songs. Because we're doing ancient times for our history, I have gone through all of the history sentences from cycle 1, and I have coordinated those with certain lessons in Story of the World. So if there is a history sentence that has to do with the chapter that we're reading that day or that week, we will learn that history sentence. My boys and I learned a lot from those history sentences in CC. So while I may not be a fan of the whole the whole thing. There are parts of it that I absolutely love, and I think they do a fantastic job with. I'm going to do another video about our morning time, so stay tuned for that. But a lot of the singing that we do happens during our morning time, morning basket, whatever you want to call it. But we are continuing to use the timeline song and the timeline cards because I think that kind of goes with whatever it is that you're studying. It's just really good to be able to sing those things and like solidify them in your brain that way. So yeah, oh, and the skip counting has been amazing. Skip counting with CC helped Caleb tremendously when it came to math facts or multiplication facts. So I will continue to sing that and get all that stuck in my head as well. So here we are, 22 minutes. Let's see if we can edit this down a tad. But yeah, this is all we're using for our homeschool year, our 5th year of homeschooling. I feel like I should be more of an expert by now. On this day when I am filming, I still don't have a Bible curriculum. I am still looking for something like that. But my husband and I are going to the homeschool convention, which it had to be rescheduled because of COVID, but they rescheduled for August, which makes absolutely no sense to a homeschooler, but we are still going because we like to go. And I'm wanting to, when I go to the convention, that's going to be my main focus and what I'm going to buy because I've pretty much bought everything else. So yeah, if you have any suggestions for Bible curriculum, if there's some, I know it's not gendered, but sometimes it is a little bit. But if you have a good Bible curriculum for boys, 4th grade and 2nd grade, leave a comment below. I would love to see some suggestions. I have a few ideas, but I want to get something in my hand because that's really, really important to me to find something solid. And again, I want to get my hands on it and actually see it and look through it. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up and of course subscribe if you're new here. I hope you're having a wonderful day and I'll see you next time. Bye.